Here's a rep from Lever, the new ATS company, at the recent HRTX event in New York City. Here he's going to explain about the CRM portion. They're doing some pretty cool things with the whole candidate relationship management side of things inside of an ATS, which I think more ATSs need that kind of functionality in terms of that sort of drip campaign and keeping in touch with prospective candidates. So check out this audio. It's about 5 minutes long. And you can also go to rectechmedia.com for all the audio and show notes.
I was just showing you the reporting part.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're like a modern version of any ATS you had mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that's we don't do just reporting. We're the full
Okay.
But yeah, I think the first thing which I was showing her is reporting. It's not only just like much more accurate from a data integrity standpoint, but our CEO is a designer, so we built it in a way where it's actually intuitive to use and easy to look at.
Yeah,
so,
it looks great. I mean, I love the look and feel.
I think the second thing is like we really do take, like I said earlier, the CRM part seriously, and by that I mean like, let's say I apply for a job at your company and I don't have that much experience. If I apply again in 2 years and have more experience, there should be an easy way to see that historically in my candidate profile.
Yeah.
So you can see that, they wrote this amazing cover letter 2 years ago, they're really passionate, and now that they have more experience, like I want to consider them again. So those are things that we track really well. And then the third thing I would say is around sourcing. Like we really believe that the best people for your specific roles, that might be niche or just very particular, people aren't actively applying. Like they're already at a job that's similar, they're very well established.
Source them.
Exactly. So you would use like LinkedIn. We integrate with those sites.
And this is linked in the LinkedIn? Or?
It integrates with LinkedIn, yeah. So if you found someone online and you wanted to bring them into Lever, you could import them into our system. And I think what's more important is it's kind of like in sales. If I send just one email or do one phone call, I'm not going to get a good response rate. If I send a series of emails and calls that are targeted and relevant to you, I'm going to get a response even if it's a no.
Yeah.
So that's kind of our notion with Lever Nurture. And that's where you can do some really interesting email campaigns, kind of like a HubSpot or Marketo.
Yeah, can you set it up that's automatic, like it drips?
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. So I can say like for graphic designer, I'm going to do, or like implementation specialist, and I can choose when it goes out, and then you can send a custom email where I've got placeholders based on relevant parts of their profile. What's pretty unique though is we built a send for feature. For certain roles, maybe if it comes from your VP of engineering or your CFO, you just know it's going to get a better response because of the network or the relationship. But they might not have time to write all these custom emails. So you can sync with them to say like, look, I'm going to ghostwrite this email, I'm going to send it on your behalf because it's going to get a much better response rate. And that's a really smart way for people to work together. We do it at Lever. Our CTO will, our technical recruiter will send emails as our CTO for exec level candidates, and the response rates are just so much higher. So
how does the candidate know that it's coming from the CEO?
It's their address.
Well, so they have to recognize the name, though, in other words.
Right. So in this case, it'd be like,
work.
This person does data visualization. Our CTO is well known in that community. It's kind of like that. So I noticed for groups where you do targeted university recruiting, like that works really well. Or maybe you have an alumni that went to that school. So you can say, hey, I used to go to Rutgers. I came from the Eng school. We'd love to talk about opportunities. We're going to be on campus in a week. So it's good for things like that. And let's say they don't respond to the first message, you can always go ahead and send, like you said, a drip campaign. So wait 1 week. If they don't respond, send the second message. But what's cool is if they do respond, end the workflow and automatically move them to a separate stage for me. So we built intelligent stage changes. That used to be a whole person's job, moving people from like responded to contacted, right?
Yep.
So
that's awesome.
At scale for large companies, that's huge. And you can do kind of a full series of campaigns, and if they don't respond, you know what? Just close it out and remind me again in 3 months to do it again. So even if they don't respond, like we're tracking opens and click rates too. So if they talk to you a year later, it's like, oh wow, you guys have been sending me emails from like since I was in college. Like, yeah, you guys are awesome. So we've noticed things like that for groups like Netflix and Yelp that are really strategic with their outreach. This tool is great because they used to buy a HubSpot because it didn't exist in the ATS.
Yeah, I just started using HubSpot. So.
Yeah.